These people are amongst the greatest quiz players in Britain. Together, they make up the Eggheads, arguably the most formidable quiz team in the country. The question is, can they be beaten? Welcome to Eggheads, the show where a team of 5 quiz challengers pit their wits against possibly the greatest quiz team in Britain. They are the Eggheads. You feeling fantastic?
Absolutely.
Yes. All right, good. If you'd like to work on a question from the Eggheads while you watch at home, Lisa, you've got one.
Yes, I have. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
Another football trivia question for you. Here we go. Holland didn't qualify for the 2002 World Cup, but still scored a goal in the finals. How did that happen?
OK, we'll think about that. We'll find out the answer from Lisa at the end of the show. Taking on our awesome quiz champions today are Starbase 24, talking of fantastic teams. This one share a passion for sci-fi, and they met through an online community for Star Trek fans. Let's meet them.
Hello, my name's Susan, and I am an administrator.
Hi, I'm Colin, and I am an HR administrator.
Hi, I'm Julie, and I'm a senior accounts assistant.
Hello, I'm Alex, and I'm an administrative officer.
Hi, I'm Dan, and I'm a quality administrator.
So, Susan and team, hello.
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 Welcome. This is exciting. So you didn't know each other in the real world, but you met online. Is that right, Susan?
Yep, yeah, that's correct. Online is great.
And it was through your shared love of Star Trek or science fiction in general?
Primarily Star Trek, but science fiction in general.
Right. And what is it that you love, Susan, about Star Trek?
I love the spaceships, the possibilities, and the narratives that it explores.
Yeah. Favourite actor in there, anyone?
It's got to be Patrick Stewart.
Who plays...
Jean-Luc Picard.
OK, and then, I suppose, Spock?
Leonard Nimoy.
Leonard
Yes.
Nimoy.
Fantastic.
Bless him. So when you get
Fantastic.
together, all of you, do you discuss Star Trek or do you range wider than that?
We range wider than that. There's
Yeah.
a lot of fandoms involved.
Yeah, so you talk a lot about fantasy and different novels and movies and all kinds of things.
It's very all-encompassing. In actual fact, with science fiction and fantasy, there's such a broad range, and it's far more interesting than reading, for example, the newspapers where everything's doom and gloom.
Yes, well, you're right about that. So I hope you're feeling like you're in the real world here. And sometimes with these Eggheads, we do feel like we're on another planet, I must say. Susan, are you ready to play?
I am indeed.
Very good. Good luck, challengers. Every day there is £1,000 worth of cash up for grabs to win. But if the challengers fail to defeat the Eggheads, that prize money, as you know, rolls over to our next show. Starbase 24, I can tell you that the Eggheads have won the last 5, so they are getting into their stride. And it means the £6,000 to play for. You ready?
How exciting.
Oh, yeah.
It is exciting. And the first head-to-head battle is on the subject of history. So one of you, please, against either Lisa, Beth, Barry, Pat or Chris. Susan, what do you think?
I'm thinking that, yes, Julie, I think you'd be really good with this one because you know loads and loads about history and you've even got the kings and queens aspect down as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
Now,
It is the opposite of science fiction, I suppose, history. But Julie, against which Egghead? You can have any one of them.
who do you reckon?
Chris, because he's got the breadth of knowledge, and
Yes.
maybe get him first.
OK.
Yes, I think that's a very good idea.
OK, Chris then.
Good strategy to aim to knock out the Eggheads who look like their brains are on fire. Julie from Starbase 24 to take on Chris, known as the Steamroller. To ensure there's no conferring, please take your positions in our legendary question room. Now, I always assume with science fiction people, Julie, that you are always thinking about the future, but you've thought about the past as well.
Yeah, I used to do the English Civil War reenactions, so I class myself as a historian that covers 800 years from the 17th century.
OK, so 400 back and 400 forward.
Yep.
How brilliant. And when you did your, what was it, your Civil War recreation?
Yeah.
What were you dressed as?
I was a musketeer.
OK, so you weren't a Klingon or anything like that?
No.
No.
That was before the Klingons.
OK, history, Julie. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first.
And good luck to you. Which of these famous historical sites was built in approximately 3000 BC? This goes back a bit further than you were the time you were describing.
Well, yeah, a little bit.
All right, Taj Mahal, Stonehenge, or the Great Wall of China?
Not thinking Taj Mahal. I mean, I know the Chinese did an awful lot Stonehenge, that was very old as well. I think it's between Stonehenge and the Great Wall of China. I think I'm going to go for the Great Wall of China.
Let's see, Eggheads.
Stonehenge is the earliest one by far.
It's Stonehenge, Julie.
Is it?
OK, Chris, your question. Which country's armed forces blockaded all road, rail and water links between Berlin and the West in 1948? Soviet Union, USA or France?
That brought about the Berlin airlift, the only time coal has ever been air freighted. It was the Soviet Union, Jeremy.
It was indeed the Soviet Union, that's right. OK, back to you, Julie. In 1801, the British ambassador, Lord Elgin, purchased a series of Greek sculptures from the occupying forces of which country? Italy, Egypt or Turkey?
Oh, well, that would be the Elgin marbles, but Egypt or Turkey, I'm thinking. Turkey.
Turkey's the right answer. Well done, Julie. Chris, over to you. The Battle of Spion Kop, after which several football stands are informally named, was an engagement in which war? Boer War, Crimean War, or the War of 1812?
That was the Boer War, Jeremy.
It was the Boer War. OK, Julie, you need to get this one right. At which battle in 1568 was Mary, Queen of Scots, defeated and forced to seek exile in England? Battle of Ancram Moor, Battle of Langside, or Battle of Solway Moss?
Oh, I'm not really sure on this one. Could be any of them, but I'm drawn to the Battle of Solway Moss.
The answer is the Battle of Langside, Julie. So Chris has taken the round and you've been beaten by our Egghead, sadly, so you won't be in the final. Chris will. Please return to us, both of you, and we'll play on. All right, Starbase 24 have lost a brain from the final round, so we've got Klingons on the starboard side here a little bit, but the Eggheads have not lost any so far, and the next subject is music. Who would like this?
Ooh.
I think I'll go for the music, I think. Okay.
fantastic.
I'll take one for the team. I'll go forward and do that.
Okay, who are you going to take?
That would be fantastic.
I think I'll go for Lisa.
Lisa.
Yeah, I think that's a
Okay.
good competitor.
Good stuff. So Alex from Starbase 24 versus Lisa from the Eggheads. Please take your positions in the question room. So, Alex, I made a reference to Klingons on the starboard bow just now. Was that a line from Star Trek, do you know?
It may well have been. I think it's more popular from the song by the firm Star Trekken.
Yeah, that's... Lisa, I think it is. It's from a song, isn't it?
He's quite right. It's by the firm, yeah.
Yeah. And so it's possible, like, something like Beam Me Up, Scotty was never said in Star Trek, Alex.
I believe it may have been in one of the later films, or maybe in the reboot series, just for the sake of having it in.
How interesting. OK, well, I wish we could ask you a whole round on Star Trek, but then, Lisa, you might be in trouble with that.
Well, it would depend. I mean, I wasn't really a fan of the whole universe, but I am an enormous TNG fan and particularly a Patrick Stewart fan, so... Yeah.
Good. So music, Alex, is the topic. Would you like to go first or second?
I think I will go second.
And here is your first question. Lisa, the modern version of which of these musical instruments typically has 4 strings? Double bass, sitar, or Spanish guitar?
I've never really thought about how many strings a sitar has until now, but certainly a double bass has 4 strings, so we'll go for that.
A double bass is correct. Well done. Alex, back to you with your question. With which type of music is B.B. King most closely associated? Country, opera, or blues?
That's quite simplistic. That's blues.
Blues is the right answer. Well done. Lisa, Aftermath and It's Only Rock and Roll are albums by which band? The Who, Beatles, or Rolling Stones?
As in, it's only rock and roll, but I like it. I think that is the Stones. Yeah, Rolling Stones.
Rolling Stones is right. Well done. All right, your question, Alex. Billericay Dickie and Clever Trevor are songs by which recording artist? Ian Dury, Elvis Costello, or Billy Bragg?
Good one. It doesn't sound like Billy Bragg's naming convention for his songs. I'm going to go with Ian Dury.
Yes, you're absolutely right. So well done. And let's see what Lisa can do here with her third question. With which instrument is the jazz musician Pee Wee Russell mainly associated? Lisa, trumpet, clarinet or piano?
It's a bit like when you say cricket in a sport round, Jeremy. As soon as you say jazz, my brain just starts to flash all the lights and all the sirens going, does not compute! Right. Now, the rule with these, there is a rule, is if in doubt, say piano. No, I don't think I can narrow it down to anything particular just from the name. So I shall say piano and get it over with.
Let's see, Eggheads, do we know?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't think he's a piano player.
No,
maybe
not
clarinet.
a piano. No. Pat thinks maybe clarinet. Clarinet is the right answer, Lisa. So, Alex, big moment now for the challengers. You can get yourself into the final if you get this question right. I'm the One was a UK #1 hit single in 2017 for DJ Khaled, Quavo, Chance the Rapper, and which pop star? Lorde, Justin Bieber, or Taylor Swift?
Ooh, that's a difficult one. I'm tempted to say Lorde. It's between Lorde and Justin Bieber. I'll go with my first answer. I'll go with Lorde.
Justin Bieber is the answer.
Oh.
So, we are level after 3 questions, and Lisa, we go to sudden death. It gets a bit harder. As you know, I do not give you alternatives. Beneath Your Beautiful was a 2012 UK hit single for Labyrinth, and which female singer?
Oh, I'm so glad you did it that way round, because I was going, it's Emily Sandé and who? It's Emily Sandé and who? Anyway, it's Emily Sandé.
It is Emily Sandé and Labyrinth. Well done. Okay, Alex, again to stay in. Terry Hall, Linval Golding, and Horace Panter are best known for their association with which band, formed in Coventry in the 1970s?
Well, there's a popular song, Goes Down, and they were the Specials.
They were the Specials. Playing well here. Lisa, the musician and singer born Barry Allen Pincus in June 1943, is better known by which name?
Oh, well, that one escaped me. The dates would sort of fit for Manilow, wouldn't they? Let me have a think about that. Yeah, I never really thought about it, Manilow not being Barry Manilow's real name. And in the absence of a better thought, I will go for Barry Manilow.
Is she right, Eggs?
Yes.
Yes, Barry Manilow. This is a good round, isn't it, Alex?
Indeed, it is.
Keep your concentration here, you're playing really well. The songs Hell's Bells and You Shook Me All Night Long feature on which 1980 AC/DC album?
Ooh, now I knew the band, but the name of the album. I'm tempted to say Back in Black. I will go for that one. I'll go for Back in Black.
Back in Black is correct.
Whew.
Okay, Lisa, your question. The soprano Anna Netrebko was born in 1971 in which country?
Yeah, I can't narrow it down, so I'll just say Russia.
Russia is correct. Yeah, correct. You didn't even celebrate.
Luck than judgment, Jeremy.
You're very modest. Okay, Alex, to stay in. What was the title of the Fugees' first UK #1 single, which topped the charts in June 1996?
I know they released a single, Ready or Not, which was quite high up, but I don't know if that was the first song or the second one. I'm going to go for Ready or Not.
No, it's Killing Me Softly. It's that cover version they did that was really good. Killing Me Softly is the answer. Well done, Lisa. In the final, good round that. Well done, Alex, as well. You played really well on music. Sorry it wasn't quite enough, and you've been knocked out. Return to us, please, and we will play round 3. As it stands, Starbase 24 have lost 2 brains from the final round, and the Eggheads all sitting there still. The next subject for you is arts and books. So who from Starbase 24 would like this?
I'll give it a try.
Okay, Dan.
Brilliant.
Very good. Member of Starfleet International. Against which Egghead?
I'll go for Barry, please.
All right, 2, I think, science-focused people, it's fair to say.
I think it's a battle of the shirts myself.
So Dan from Starbase 24 versus Barry from the Eggheads, meeting on planet Earth. Please take your positions in our question room. So Dan, you are a member of Starfleet International.
Yep, that's right, Jeremy.
And what does that do?
We're a large organisation, but there's little chapters all over the world.
And would they meet and discuss spaceships or?
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. There's also quite a lot of charity work. All of us from Starbase 24, for example, raise money for Macmillan. Start up international chapters, have their own little charities. So we sort of do a wide range of sort of community work and support.
But what brings you together is the same as what's brought this team together, which is just a love of science fiction.
Yep, that's right.
Good stuff. All right, arts and books we're on, Dan. Hopefully a bit of science fiction here. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first, please.
OK, here we go. In which year was the author Harper Lee born? 1886, 1926 or 1966?
I want to say 1866 because I believe he wrote To Kill a Mockingbird quite early on, so I'll say 1886.
1886 is your answer, but it wasn't that early, I'm afraid. It was 1926. And Harper Lee's a woman. OK, Barry, your question. J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings are set in which fictional world? Westeros, Middle-earth or Narnia?
Well, I like all those fictional worlds, some more than others, but I believe The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings were definitely set in Middle-earth.
Dan, is he right?
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah, and so Dan, Westeros, where was that?
That was Game of Thrones.
And Narnia?
The Lion, the Witch of the Wardrobe.
Yeah, that was your question, really, wasn't it, Dan?
Yeah.
OK, so Barry, you're right. It's Middle-earth. And Dan, your second question. He is the very pineapple of politeness is a famous line by which of these stage play characters? Mrs. Malaprop from The Rivals, Harpagon from The Miser, or Irina from The Seagull?
I'm not particularly familiar with any of those, so I will take a guess at Mrs. Malaprop from The Rivals.
Barry, is he right?
Absolutely.
Well done, you're right, Dan. Mrs. Malaprop from The Rivals.
Hey.
Good, we've got a cheer starting up on the challengers' side as well. OK, and a Mexican wave? No, not, maybe that's for the next one. Barry, the best laid schemes of mice and men gang aft agley is a line by which writer? John Keats, Geoffrey Chaucer, or Robert Burns?
Well, if I got this wrong, I could never come back to Glasgow, could I? That's Rabbie Burns.
Robert Burns is quite right. Well done. Dan, we go back to you. You've got to get this one right, Dan. Otherwise, we're going to have to turn the lasers on. Which artistic term describes a painting or sculpture of the Virgin Mary? An example being Michelangelo's work in St. Peter's Basilica. Is it veduta, pieta, or grisaille?
I sort of think of the religious terms sort of pious, so I am going to go for the middle and say pieta.
Yes, pieta's right. Really good. Well done. Now, Barry, you can take the round with this. Self-Portrait with Seven Fingers and The Dead Man are works by which artist born in 1887? Marc Chagall, Vasily Kandinsky, or Jackson Pollock?
Well, Jackson Pollock wasn't renowned for representational art, even with Seven Fingers, so I'll discount him. And Vasily Kandinsky, again, was basically non-representational, especially in his latest career. But Marc Chagall was quite renowned for doing all sorts of strange figures and floating people and whatever. So that sounds absolutely like Marc Chagall, so I'll go for him.
Your logic is brilliant, Barry, as ever. Marc Chagall is correct. You've taken it with 3 questions right. So, sorry there, Dan, knocked out and not in the final. If you return to us, gentlemen, we'll play one more round before the final. Right, Starbase 24 have now lost 3 from the final round, and the Eggheads have not lost any. So let's do it this time. This is the round before the final. It's sport. So it's Colin or Susan on sport.
Susan.
Is this good?
Susan's less bad at sport than I am.
I wouldn't say I'm brilliant at sports, but, well, why not give it a go?
I think so.
Okay.
And against which Egghead? You've got the choice here of Beth and Pat's.
Ooh, I'm thinking Beth. Yeah.
Good stuff. Susan from Starbase 24 taking on Beth on sport from the Eggheads. And for the last time, please take your positions. OK, Susan, let's start on sport. And you're against Beth. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go second.
Beth, your question. Which of these football clubs was relegated from the Premiership in 2017? Middlesbrough, Southampton or Everton?
Everton finished sort of highish mid-table. Southampton, I think, escaped the drop, but I'm pretty sure Middlesbrough went down.
Middlesbrough's right. Susan, which of these Formula One drivers was born in Brazil? Alberto Ascari, Alan Prost or Ayrton Senna?
Well, let me have a think about this one. Sport's not my strongest subject, but I'm sure I can get some brain cells to work on this. Going by the sounding of the names, I will go for Alberto Ascari.
Alberto Ascari is your answer. Let's see, Eggheads, do you know?
Italian, he was.
He was
Ascari.
Italian. Okay,
Yes.
Prost?
French.
And Senna is Brazil.
Oh, dear.
Ayrton Senna, not to worry. Beth, what was the first city outside Europe to host the Summer Olympic Games? St. Louis, Melbourne or Tokyo?
So we had Melbourne had it in '56, but St. Louis held it well before either of the two. So St. Louis.
St. Louis, Missouri is the right answer. So Beth has got 2. You need to get this one right, Susan. In 2015, the British boxer James DeGale became a world champion in which weight division? Was this cruiserweight, super middleweight, or welterweight?
This is outside my sphere of knowledge, but once again, let's just see whether I can bring to bear some brain power on this one. I'm going to go for welterweight.
Let's see, Beth will know this. You love your boxing.
I do. I thought he was a middleweight.
Super middleweight is the answer. Susan,
What a
sorry. So Beth has taken the round and will be in the final. Well done, Beth. Come back to us, both of you, and we'll play the final for £6,000. And this is what we have been playing towards. It's time for our all-important final round. As always, general knowledge. But I'm afraid those of you who lost your head-to-heads won't be allowed to take part in this round. So, Susan, Julie, Alex and Dan, all from Starbase 24, would you please now leave the studio? Here we are, Colin. You are playing solo to win Starbase 24 £6,000. And you've got a Star Trek quote, which will help you on your way.
This is definitely a case of the needs of the one outweigh the needs of the many.
Yeah. Was that when Leonard Nimoy died?
Yeah, that's when Leonard Nimoy's character Spock died in the denouement scene of the second Star Trek movie.
Of course.
Which is quite a big favourite for a lot of fans.
And for your wife as well.
Very much so. In fact, she'll probably sit there and be in tears of joy that I've actually managed to get the quote in.
And you met her through a bulletin board?
Yes, there was a Star Trek bulletin board at the start of the internet called Outpost 10 Forward, which was one that allowed me to be fortunate enough to meet her.
How wonderful. OK, well, I hope we can add to your joy today. Lisa, Beth, Barry, Pat and Chris, you're playing for something that money can't buy, which is to ensure that the Eggheads' reputation continues to grow, both on this planet and others. As usual, I will ask each team 3 questions in turn. This time, they're all general knowledge. And, Colin, usually I say you can confer, but it's difficult with your teammates back there. But anyway, the question is, can your one brain, the needs of the one, outweigh these 5 over here, the many? And would you like to go first or second?
Well, considering how well Alex did, I will take second.
OK, Eggheads, great challenging team today, but reduced to 1. Can you win? Here is your first question. The famous 3-wheeled car, known as the Reliant Robin, was first produced in which decade? 1930s, 1950s or 1970s?
It's got to be the
50s.
Early as the 30s,
It's got to be the 50s, isn't it?
It must be the 50s.
50s.
Yep.
People happy with the 50s? We're going to go for the 1950s.
Game on. It's the 1970s. I don't know what happened there. 1973, so you're a good 2 decades out. That is what we call the wisdom of crowds working in reverse. Colin, fire up the generator. Here we go. Who played the role of the troubled journalist Christine Chubbuck in the 2017 film Christine? Is this Rebecca Hall, Kate Winslet or Keira Knightley?
This is not a movie I've heard of, so I'm going to go by actresses that I know who play what I would assume are characters with gravitas. I believe Keira Knightley and Rebecca Hall would not play this sort of character, so I'm hoping that it's Kate Winslet.
No, it's not. It's Rebecca Hall. So, Eggheads, you've just got a little bit of daylight there. Which Bronze Age empire had its capital at Hattusa in modern Turkey? Is it Sassanid, Minoan or Hittite?
Hittite, definitely, 100%.
I don't go against Barry on this.
No, no.
The Hittite Empire.
Hittite is correct. Back on track. OK, Colin, which of these prestigious American races took place for the 100th time in 2016? Kentucky Derby, New York Marathon, or Indy 500?
Indy 500's been going quite some time, but that came to prominence after World War II. Plus, motor car racing, I don't think it's been going well enough to be going since 1917. New York Marathon is a road race, and I know marathons took off in the 60s and 70s, but most likely, the most prestigious event on there, and the most likely to be the answer is the Kentucky Derby.
Kentucky Derby, let's just check to see if you're right. Eggheads?
Not sure
I would have
about
gone
that.
for the Indy 500 myself.
Would you?
No, I
Kentucky
don't think
Derby
the
might even be
500
older than that.
But the Indy 500, as Colin was saying, if it's 100 years old, he'd be racing around in
I think it
1970.
only just had its 50th anniversary, I think, the Indy 500. I don't think it's been going as long as that.
So we rule out the New York Marathon.
Yeah.
We're between the Derby and the Indy 500. The correct answer is the Indy 500.
Wow.
I can't fault your logic, it just took you the wrong way. So, the Eggheads can take it with this question. Which American Nobel Prize winner sold their Nobel medal in 2014 at auction for $4 million? Who was this? James Watson, Henry Kissinger, or Toni Morrison?
James Watson.
I think it was James Watson.
Because
yeah.
I think he sold it, and I think then Alisher Usmanov purchased it and then gave it back to him.
That was nice of him,
That
wasn't
was
it?
very nice.
I think it was James Watson.
Pretty certain I read it as Watson.
Yeah, I remember it being Watson.
He established the helical structure of DNA. It's James Watson.
If you're right, your 2 out of 3 is enough to win the contest. The correct answer is James Watson. We say congratulations, Eggheads, you have won. It's a shame it was on a kind of a science question at the end there. I know you would have known that, Colin, but it's difficult playing on your own.
I tried, that's all I can do.
Yeah, and when you said Kentucky Derby, I was right with you. I thought that must be the answer, but it wasn't, interestingly. Love to know when that started, actually. You think it might be older, Eggheads?
Yeah, 19th century sometime, the
Do you think-
Kentucky Derby.
1875.
No, I thought it was older.
Commiserations, Starbase 24. The Eggheads are properly into their stride now, and this winning streak continues. It does mean you don't go home with the £6,000. So we roll the money over to our next show. Eggheads, well done, all 5 of you here, playing strongly. Who will beat them? Oh, before we go, Lisa, that question.
Oh, yeah. So, Holland didn't qualify for the 2002 World Cup, but still scored a goal in the finals. And I said, how did that happen? I will tell you how that happened. It is not Holland, the country, to whom I am referring. It is, in fact, an Irish player called Matt Holland, who scored against Cameroon in Ireland's opening game in 2002, which is probably doubly galling to the Dutch on the basis that it was Ireland's defeat of them that knocked them out of the 2002 World Cup finals in the first place.
OK, brilliant question. And I'm realising footballers' surnames is the way to answer your questions.
Oh, yes.
Definitely. Join us next time to see if a new team of challengers have the brains to defeat these Eggheads over here. £7,000 will be on the table, so the jackpot is getting bigger. Until then, goodbye.